Everyone expected me to explode. Everyone expected fury, shouting, maybe even a fight.
I still remember that day, 10 years ago. Every detail is etched into my memory. The sky was gray, the air heavy with tension, and I felt a weight in my chest I could not shake. The betrayal had come from someone I trusted with my dreams, my work, even my heart. I was shattered. Life as I knew it was gone. And for 10 years, I carried that pain everywhere. It became armor, yes, but a heavy, suffocating armor. I walked through life expecting betrayal at every turn. I couldn't sleep without replaying what had happened. I couldn't trust easily. I
10
couldn't
years
even
of
laugh
hate.
fully because
One
laughter
win
felt
single
dangerous when your
terrifying
world had
one.
been stolen in an instant.
You sold me out?
I did what I had to do. How kill me?
For 10 years, every morning I woke up with a decision. Do I let this anger consume me, or do I try to survive it? I replayed every insult, every broken promise, every lie. I held onto it like a shield, but it wasn't protecting me. It was slowly crushing me from the inside. Friends noticed I had changed. Family noticed I was different. I smiled less. I laughed less. And inside, the fire burned constantly, a mix of pain, fear, and rage. Sometimes I thought, maybe it's safer to just let the anger take over. If I attacked first, maybe I could feel powerful again. Maybe I could regain what was stolen. But that never felt right. Every plan for revenge made me feel smaller. The bitterness was heavy, yes, but it was also
Imagine
hollow.
holding anger like this for a decade. Could you carry it without breaking?
10 years later, I found myself in the city square. The same square where people would gather to see leaders, musicians, even strangers trading stories. But today, they were here for me. They didn't know it, but they were about to
The hardest
witness
moment in
something
life isn't when
extraordinary.
someone hurts you.
I saw
It's when you
him
decide
across
what
the
to do
square,
with that hurt.
my enemy.
Look at
the
these
man who had
faces. The
shattered
tension
my
is
life.
thick.
He looked
Everyone is
calm,
watching, waiting for what
confident,
comes next.
maybe even proud of what
10
he'd
years
done.
of hatred
I felt the old
ended in
fire
one
flare up
heartbeat.
inside me. My fists clenched. My chest tightened. My heart raced. But then, I stopped. Something deeper than anger whispered in my ear. You can end this today, or you can let it control you forever. I realized in that moment that the choice wasn't about him. It was about me. Do I walk away
I have
carrying
prepared for
10
this.
more years of hate?
Now I face
Or
you.
do I take a risk and step into something terrifying, Mercy? I took a step forward. My legs shook. Every instinct screamed at me to lash out. People in the square noticed. They whispered. Some held their breath. Everyone expected a fight. Some were ready to intervene. But I kept walking, slowly, deliberately, and then I stopped a few feet from him. I looked into his eyes. And in that instant, I saw the man he had become, separate from the man who had betrayed me. I took a deep breath. I dropped the heavy armor I had worn for 10 years. I reached out and hugged him. The city square went completely silent. Birds
One
paused.
hug, and 10
Children
years of
froze
anger
mid-step.
vanished in a heartbeat.
People stopped talking. It was as if the world itself
One
had
hug,
paused to
and
watch
10
what would
years of
happen
anger
next.
vanished in a heartbeat.
I felt his arms stiff at first, and it was strange, awkward even. 10 years of anger, 10 years of distance, could not disappear in an instant. But then he relaxed, slowly, hesitantly, and the tension melted. The square was completely quiet. People stared, unable to believe what they were seeing. Some mouths dropped open. Others wiped tears from their eyes. It wasn't just a hug. It was a bridge over 10 years of hurt. Every person watching could feel it. The energy was different.
Light, free, alive.
I realized something then. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's about letting yourself breathe
And in
again.
that moment, I understood something powerful. Hate spreads fast, but mercy spreads even faster.
I stepped
Here,
back
let me
and
help
looked
you
at
with
the
that.
people.
Thank you.
Something
Let me give you a
extraordinary
hand,
was
sir.
happening.
Bless you, young man.
Strangers
with
started
my toy?
holding each other.
Sometimes a
Old
simple
enemies
act can change more than just
exchanged small
one life.
nods.
It
Families
can change a
hugged.
city.
Even the city workers paused.
The
to
hardest
watch.
thing in life
It was
isn't
like a
forgiving
wave
others.
spreading out from us.
It's forgiving
touching
yourself.
everyone.
I love you.
I could see it in their eyes.
We've got this,
Hope,
brother.
Relief.
Yeah, I know. Thanks
a
for always
quiet
being here.
joy that had been missing
Always.
for years.
We've got each other's backs.
I realized mercy.
This city is
contagious.
incredible.
I
Not
know,
just
right?
between two people,
The energy
but
is
through an
amazing.
entire
Let's
crowd.
explore more.
I looked back at him, my enemy, for the first time. He didn't look like a threat. He didn't look proud or confident. He looked small, human, afraid, maybe even ashamed. And yet, when he hugged me back, I felt something even stronger than relief. It was mutual healing. It was acknowledgement. It was the first moment in 10 years we had truly connected, not as enemies, but as people. Imagine carrying 10 years of hatred and watching it dissolve in one embrace.
Holding anger feels strong, but it weakens you. Holding a grudge may seem like justice, but it traps you in the past. Forgiveness is scary. Vulnerability is terrifying, but mercy is a force that can move mountains, or in my case, a whole city. And the world feels lighter, brighter, more alive. Your next act of mercy might just be the miracle someone else is waiting for.
As I walked
got
away
this,
from
brother.
the hug,
Yeah,
I
I know.
felt
Thanks for
lighter than
always
I
being
had
here.
in a decade.
Always.
The
We've
weight
got each
I had
other's backs.
carried, the
We've got
sleepless
this,
nights,
brother.
the bitterness,
Yeah, I know. Thanks
the
for always being
constant
here.
planning for revenge.
Always. We've
was
got each
gone,
other's
but I
backs.
could breathe.
We've
I
got
could
this, brother.
smile.
Yeah, I
I
know.
could laugh
Thanks for always
fully.
being here.
And then I
Always.
realized
We've got
everyone
each other's
around us
backs.
felt it too.
This
The
city is
crowd
incredible.
wasn't just observing.
I know, right?
They were feeling the
The
release,
energy is amazing.
the calm,
Let's
the
explore more.
possibility that things could be different. It struck me how small acts of courage, small acts of mercy, can ripple farther than you imagine. 10 years of pain ended in 1 minute of courage. People began helping each other in ways they hadn't before. The neighbor who had argued with the shopkeeper gave him a smile. A mother hugged a child she had scolded earlier that week. Strangers spoke softly to one another. Even the city seemed lighter. It was a miracle not of magic, but of choice, a miracle that came from letting go. From choosing mercy over revenge. I've learned something over these years. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's not giving up. It's not forgetting, it's facing the most terrifying thing you can face, vulnerability, and choosing peace instead of pain. Carrying hate is easy in comparison. It feels strong, protective, justified, but it chains you to the past. Forgiveness frees you. Completely. If you are holding anger or resentment, ask yourself, who is really suffering from it? Often it's you. The person who carries the grudge feels the weight every single day. And the amazing thing is, mercy doesn't just lift your burden, that IT spreads. It changes other people. It changes entire communities. Imagine if just one act of forgiveness in your life changed the world around you. After that hug, something remarkable happened in the city. People who had argued on the streets paused to listen. Shops that had been cold and distant opened doors with a smile. Neighbors started greeting each other warmly, even if they had been strangers or rivals for years. I watched from the square as a young man helped an elderly woman across the street. A child picked up a piece of trash that had been ignored for weeks. IT was subtle, but it was everywhere. Mercy had a gravity, and it was pulling the city toward kindness. I noticed
got this,
people
brother.
whispering to one another,
Yeah, I know. Thanks for
sharing
always
what they
being
had
here.
just witnessed. A
Always.
woman held her
We've got each
child
other's
close,
backs.
telling them softly,
We've got this, brother.
See?
Yeah, I know.
You
Thanks
can
for always
forgive.
being here.
You can be brave.
Always. We've got each other's backs.
A man shook his head,
We've got this, brother.
amazed, repeating,
Yeah, I know. Thanks for always
I never
being here.
thought I'd see this
Always.
in my lifetime.
We've got each other's backs.
Even those who had done
We've got
nothing
this,
wrong
brother.
seemed touched.
Yeah, I know. Thanks
the act
for
of
always being
forgiveness
here.
was like a spark
Always.
in dry grass.
We've got each other's backs.
It ignited warmth.
We've got this,
hope,
brother.
and
Yeah,
connection.
I know. Thanks for always
I
being here.
realized that day,
Always.
people
We've
do
got each
not
other's
forget
backs.
extraordinary moments.
We've got this, brother.
They carry them,
Yeah, I
and
know.
they pass
Thanks for
them
always
on.
being here.
Mercy
Always.
spreads
We've got each
faster
other's
than
backs.
hate, and it leaves a trail people will remember forever. I looked at him, the man who had caused 10 years of pain. For the first time, I saw him as human, not as my enemy. He looked small, humble, perhaps even afraid. And yet, there was relief in his eyes. Relief that he didn't deserve, but received anyway. I understood that forgiveness wasn't about him. IT was about freeing both of us from the chains of the past. IT was about choosing life over bitterness. Sometimes, forgiving someone else is the most radical act of self-love you can do. Walking away from that moment, I felt lighter than I had in a decade. The sleepless nights, the pain, the constant replaying of betrayal, it was gone. I could breathe. I could smile. I could finally live without carrying a shadow over every step. And in the crowd, I saw it reflected. People smiling, pausing, breathing differently. Even those who had done nothing wrong felt something shift inside them. I realized then, hate only has power if you keep feeding it. Forgiveness is power on a whole different level. The heaviest chains in life are often the ones we choose to carry. In the days after, the city changed in small but undeniable ways. Neighbors helped one another more. Shopkeepers treated customers with extra patience. Even strangers on the street smiled at one another, a simple gesture that seemed impossible before. It was as if the energy from that hug had spread invisibly. A single act of courage, of mercy, had sparked a transformation. And the amazing part? I hadn't done anything spectacular. I had simply chosen to forgive. I walked through the city square again a few days later. I saw strangers hugging. Families reunited. Small arguments resolved. The city felt alive in a different way. People were calmer.
Kinder.
Hopeful. And I understood. Miracles don't always happen in the way we expect. Sometimes, miracles are quiet. They're in the smiles, in the handshakes, in the people choosing to let go of hate. A single act of courage can create a miracle that touches more lives than you'll ever know. I returned home that day and felt something I hadn't felt in 10 years. Peace. Not just relief, but true peace. The anger, the hurt, the desire for revenge. They didn't control me anymore, and I realized I could finally live fully, without fear or bitterness. That hug didn't just change the city. IT changed me, and it reminded me that even when life seems broken beyond repair, there is always a path toward light. The most powerful miracle is the one that sets yourself free. If you ever feel the weight of anger, resentment, or betrayal, remember this story. You don't need to carry it forever. You can step into the terrifying power of mercy. You can choose courage over bitterness. And when you do, you might just witness a miracle in your life, in someone else's, or even in your city. There is another story waiting, one where a city learned to forgive itself entirely. If you want to hear it, you'll need to come back. Mercy is contagious, and it starts with one brave choice.